Matt Hancock has handed fellow MP Andrew Bridgen the makings of a nice libel suit. To kick things off, Andrew Bridgen commented thus on the COVID vaccines. As one consultant cardiologist said to me, this is the biggest crime against humanity since the Holocaust. While we need to disregard all the, oh, he was only quoting somebody else, no, you say it, you own it, it's yours, end of. It is still worth pointing out, and this will become relevant, that the consultant cardiologist in question was not, as some people might have thought, the almost ubiquitous Asim Malhotra who seems to get everywhere, but actually one Josh Gertzkow from the Hebrew University of Jerusalem. He is, yes, Jewish. This is therefore somewhat ironic.
Does the Prime Minister agree with me that the disgusting anti-Semitic, anti-vax conspiracy theories that have been promulgated online this morning are not only deeply offensive but anti-scientific and have no place in this House or in our wider society?
He can say whatever he likes in the Commons chamber, where speech has absolute indemnity from prosecution. But he didn't stop there. The disgusting and dangerous anti-Semitic, anti-vax, anti-scientific conspiracy theories spouted by a sitting MP this morning are unacceptable and have absolutely no place in our society. Speech on Twitter does not have indemnity from prosecution. And can I stress again that the doctor he was quoting, who instigated the remarks about the Holocaust that he repeated, is Jewish. Hancock is effectively accusing a Jew of being anti-Jewish. And I counted fully 4 allegations there. They being anti-Semitic, anti-vax, anti-scientific and conspiracy theories. None of that really matters apart from anti-Semitic, which is potentially libelous, and again there's no indemnity from prosecution on Twitter. Not even the New Look version with Elon Musk in charge. So, anti-Semitic. Relating to or characterized by anti-Semitism. Feeling or showing hostility towards or discrimination against Jews as a cultural, racial or ethnic group, which we can pare down to showing hostility towards or discrimination against Jews. So the first question is this anti-Semitic? The COVID vaccines are a crime of such proportions, he says, that it dwarfs anything between now going back as far as the previous crime of the Nazi Holocaust. That is what biggest crime against humanity since the Holocaust means. In the first place, he's plainly saying that the Holocaust was bad. Biggest crime in history since the crime of the Holocaust. So we can dismiss any ridiculous Holocaust denier nonsense. The Holocaust didn't happen, or the Holocaust was somehow a good thing. Nothing like that can be inferred from that comment. And more to the point, Matt Hancock would never suggest that it was inferred. But he might suggest that it belittles the Holocaust and could be said to be anti-Semitic in that belittling sense. That being the case, the word since is pretty key here, because it means in the intervening period from a given point until the present point, but not including that past point. There are several different functions here, but they all come down to that basic concept. Conjunction is the relevant one. At a time in the past, after or later than, and they give the example, he has held 2 jobs since he graduated. He didn't hold 2 jobs while he graduated. He graduated and then he held 2 jobs. That's where he graduated, that's now, and everything from graduation to now is since, i.e. the period after graduation up to and including the present moment. So when Andrew Bridgen says this is the biggest crime against humanity since the Holocaust, he's saying the Holocaust happened, and of everything subsequent to that, but not including it, this is now the worst. Equally, if he'd wanted to say the one was as bad as the other, he could have said that as well. He could have said this is as big a crime against humanity as the Holocaust. He could even have said that the vaccines are worse. This is the biggest crime against humanity in history, which he also didn't say. The Holocaust was very bad. The COVID vaccines are also so bad as to move me to talk about them with reference to the Holocaust, but without making a direct as bad as comparison to the Holocaust. Seems to be the meaning of his comment, and I can't see any reasonable person concluding anything else. So, showing hostility towards or discrimination against Jews. The slur that this is anti-Semitism definitely seems to be bogus. But is it libelous? Worth having a look. A defamatory statement is one which injures the reputation of another person. It tends to lower him in the estimation of right-thinking members of society generally. Then, after these definitions, they add to that, Section 1.1 of the 2013 Defamation Act introduced a new test which provides that a statement is not defamatory unless its publication has caused or is likely to cause serious harm to the reputation of the claimant. Is calling an MP who is dependent on his constituents' votes for his job an anti-Semite likely to cause serious harm to his reputation? It does seem quite likely. They also offer various defences which basically amount to truth and the public interest. It seems to be untrue. Is it in the public interest to falsely claim that Andrew Bridgen is an anti-Semite? Arguably not. They add, statements must not be published maliciously. Reports are published with malice if the publisher knew the report was untrue or was reckless as to its truth or intended to injure the complainant. Doesn't seem too far from the mark either. So it looks like the test for libel has been met. A statement likely to cause serious reputational harm, which isn't excused by either truth, because it wasn't true, or any kind of public interest, because I can't see how it would be in the public interest to have Matt Hancock lie about him being an anti-Semite. And he says, Matt Hancock has still not removed his defamatory tweet falsely alleging that I am anti-Semitic. I will allow Matt 3 days to apologise publicly for calling me an anti-Semite and racist, or he will be contacted by my legal team. Well, we can say one thing for absolute certain sure. He won't be apologising.
My tweet of 11th of January was in no way anti-Semitic. Indeed, it alluded to the Holocaust being the most heinous crime against humanity in living memory. I wholeheartedly refute any suggestions that I am racist, and currently I'm speaking to a legal team who will commence action against those who have led the calls suggesting that I am. Indeed, the Israeli doctor I quoted in my tweet has stated that there was nothing at all anti-Semitic about the statement. I was saddened to hear yesterday of my suspension, but I'm not downhearted. I've received huge support from ordinary people, medical workers who are too intimidated to speak out, and of course from those who've experienced vaccine harms themselves or to a loved one. Hopefully, the media interest around my suspension will finally get the issue of vaccine harms into the media, who have been so reluctant to cover this issue for so long.